Hey there, welcome to this short class review I want to share with you. So yesterday's class was focused around the topic of weight shifting. And in weight shifting, where we want to shift the center of gravity from one leg to the other leg in many variations of stances, we usually try to push and pull with both legs simultaneously. So rather than pushing from the back leg only to move your center of mass forward, we also try to pull with the front leg. I didn't film this section of the class though. This will come next week with a more detailed look on how to actually do it. But this week I want to share with you just the technical part where we practice the tiger palm change. I know many of you have already learned this in class or on workshops. If not so, well, just take a glimpse. Maybe you can follow along. And yeah, just let's get straight into it. Okay, so tiger palm change is the third one of our 8 palm changes, and we have a large frame and a small frame, so to say. So this is the small frame, which every beginner to intermediate students learns after maybe like 4 or 5 months of training. So the tiger palm change is easily to be connected to the topic of weight shifting, because in the tiger palm change you don't have the very low stances of snake and dragon palm change that we've practiced before. In tiger you have a lower stance, of course, but it's not as low as the stances we've practiced before. And it is pretty difficult though, because it involves a weight shift from the left to the right leg without moving your head up and down like a chicken, but you want to stay on one level with your head while shifting the weight from one leg to the other, which is quite difficult, to say the least. Okay, so let's just get started. When we by the way, excuse the quality here of the video. I always shoot in 720 because I just put up the camera and I let it stay there for 30 minutes, and this would just make my memory explode on my phone, right? So let's get into it. So just exactly as in the snake smooth body palm, with the first step, you step out of your circle. You step out, then you shift the weight to the front, to the balls of your foot, and then you turn back towards the center of the circle. Now, the difference between the snake and the tiger is the shape that you produce with your arms, okay? We will review this motion here a couple of times, so don't worry if I'm not on time with my explanations here. Let's get back to it. So the first part of the movement is when you turn out of the circle and end up in this shape I am just showing up here. So this is the kind of the end of the first section of the form, where you put all your weight on your back leg and where you lift one arm in front of your body and you create a frame in front of your head here, and you're kind of hiding underneath that frame and supporting that frame, in this case of my right arm, with my left hand at the wrist. Okay, so all the weight is on that rear leg, on the left leg in this case, while the right leg is just placed on the balls of the foot, heel lifted, and is very light. Okay, let's continue. Let's do that again, starting from the single palm change position. In this case, our circle would be in front of us, right? Where our secondary hand is pointing towards. So first step is moving out of the circle. Step, put the heel of your foot on the ground, toeing out with Bagua. And then when you move forward now, when you turn to face the circle again, this hand here, the right hand, slides up the left forearm until you face the center of the circle. And now the left hand moves down into the elbow crease here, or what's that called? Not a native speaker, sorry for that. It moves back, you turn further, And now you shift your weight to that left leg here. Way over to the left leg. This hand now draws back, draws a circle in front of your face, moves down and up again. Very interesting movement. Down in front of your body and up again. And now we end up in this position where you hide underneath the structure of your arm. Okay, one more time without too much talking. Starting from single palm change position, you turn out of the circle, you face the circle again, and now your hand pulls back all the weight on your left leg and you hide underneath your arm. So now I filmed the same thing from the other side. Maybe that's good for you if you want to learn the movement. So that's the other side. Again, moving the hand back to this place I don't know the name of. Elbow something, pit. No, it's not that, but maybe you can help me there in the comments. And now you're hiding underneath that frame here, supporting that frame with your hand. You bring all your weight to that leg here, the rear leg, and you just put the front leg on the balls of the foot. One more time, same direction. Moving out by Bu here, turning, and then all the weight on that leg, and hiding underneath, behind the frame of your arm. One more time, stepping out, turning further, shifting the weight, and hiding underneath your own arm. And now we continue. So the next phase of the movement is the difficult part. This is where you end up after the first section here, right? You are hiding underneath the frame of your arm. You're expanding your rib cage here. You inhale and you open up this whole area. But this is a detail for a little later. And now you basically leap to the side like a tiger. Of course, it's tiger form. You leap and then you press, bam, and you pounce down with your hand. You press down. And the difficult part is not in the hands. It's in what the legs are doing. So you're stepping and you're leaping to the left side, but your hip stays on that leg. Right? The majority of your weight stays on your back leg here. So you're stepping and you're pressing down to this side. In this case, it would be my right side. But the majority of your weight and your center stays on top of your rear leg. As if you are moving into your opponent and you're pressing against or into the hip of your opponent. But you want to keep your center way back. So you're not bumping into your opponent or maybe falling forward with him, but you want to stay in control, step in, press into the hip, and stay in your safe position on your back leg. Very strong and stable position. Okay, so one more time. Hiding underneath that frame, and now leaping forward, pressing towards the hips of your opponent without letting your center of gravity or center of mass move to the front leg. So we repeat the whole form until this point, moving out of the circle, turning, lifting, hiding underneath that frame, leaping and pouncing down like a tiger. Yeah, not kidding. In this position, you want to make sure that your knees are not collapsing inward, knees and toes pointing into the same direction. And let's continue. Next step here. So, lifting up, leaping, pouncing down. And now, the next step. That's another difficult part where you want to change or shift your weight again to the other leg without changing the height of your body. Okay, so here it's the weight shift. You rotate your upper body to the other leg. All the weight now moves into this leg here, and you're pressing down with both of your palms. Tiger position. Now you move into Gongbu, and from Gongbu you move forward into the single palm change. That's it. That's the whole palm change. Okay, let's review the same movement on the other side. Turn, shift the weight on your back leg, circle your hand, lift it up, hide underneath that frame, leap to the side, press down with your hand. Now shift the weight, turn and rotate your upper body to the other side, press down with both palms, and create this very strong upper body in the strong frame, this arc shape with your arms. Yeah, one last time, both sides. Stepping out of the circle, turning further, shifting the weight to the left leg, hiding underneath that frame, leaping to the side, pressing down, and then shift the weight again to press down and move into Gongbu, and from Gongbu back to facing the circle. Last time, last repetition here. 1, 2, you turn and you leap and press, change and shift weight, moving forward into Gongbu, and return to the single palm change position. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this small introduction to the tiger palm change. Next week we will talk about the weight shift, and I will film a video specifically for that, so you'll get a better sense and a better idea of how to actually do the weight shift and how to use both push and pull in order to shift your weight from one leg to the other. All right, so speak soon.